4 gates to shut in your life to remain a person of value. I stopped the other time talking about the need to focus one's core mandate. And I said the procrastinators occupy themselves with mundane things at the expense of their core life assignment. They prioritize their compliments at the expense of their cores, their core assignment. And by so doing, they lose track with what they're supposed to focus on, which will eventually would have, bring about or produce or proliferate or generate the complement that they are beginning to pursue. Men of value focus their area of strength, and by so doing, they become valuable, not just in the generation, but they also bequeath life, worthwhile values to generations coming after them. What derives them limited benefit is what procrastinator major on. They are doing something too, but unfortunately they are unevenly investing in the area where they're supposed not to be investing in. And as I thought about this, there was a scripture that came up in my spirit, man, and it's in 1 Kings chapter 20, verse 39 to 40. There was a parable given to a king, a prophet, concerning the king of Israel, who was careless about an enemy king that's supposed to execute. And so God gave that king a word. 1 Kings 20, verse 39 to 40. And as the king passed, the prophet cried unto the king, and he said, your servant went out into the midst of the battle, and behold, a man turned aside and brought a man to me and said, keep this man. If by any means he be missing, then your life shall be for his life, or else you shall pay a talent of silver. And the prophet in parable spoke to Ahab the king, as your servant was busy here and there, he was gone. The man that was put under his care was gone. And the king of Israel said to him, so shall your judgment be. Yourself have decided it. Not knowing that he was talking about himself. So you see, procrastinators miss out the best that the life has to offer them. And we are told in 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 11. But we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, walking not at all, but are busybodies, procrastinators, distractors. It is wisdom for us to prioritize our lives. We must shut the gate of distraction if our life will become valuable. 2 Thessalonians 3 verse 11. Busybodies, not working at all. Now 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 11. And that you should study to be quiet and do your own business. I remember the story I heard from Kenneth Hagin from one of his books. He said some very funny ministers came across and asked him, brother Hagin, what are you doing with your money? He said, that's not your business. He said, what are you doing with before I saying that's not your business? He said, what are you doing with your money? He said, okay, he didn't want to tell you. I said, why are you asking me what I'm doing with my own money? Busybody in other people's business. He said, when you are too busy with other people's business, you are not going to be making positive input to your life. And that may make your life to become grounded. You are not going to make progress. And you should study to be quiet and do your own business and to work with your own hands, as we commanded you, so that in 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 11. Now look at 2 Thessalonians 3 and verse 10 to verse 12 also. Still talking about the need for people to learn to pay attention to their own life tidings. That word came so strong to me this month. Pay attention to your life tidings. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse number 10. The word says, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any will not walk, neither should he eat. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, walking not at all, but are busybodies, distractors, busybodies, distractors. That should not be for us. And 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 15, I want to wind up on that issue. The gate of distraction that must be shut. He said, but let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matter. We have a responsibility to ensure that we shut the gate of distraction. The second gate that must be shut permanently in our lives, if we are going to be men and women of value, is gate of time wastage. I was checking that the Ecclesiastes chapter 3 a while ago, and I found out that from a verse, just chapter 3, 30 times the word time was mentioned. 30 times. We must shut the gate of time wastage. My God. 30 times. He started by saying, time, this is time to be born, time to die, time to plant, time to pluck up that which is planted, time to kill, time to heal, time to break down, time to build up, time to weep, time to laugh, time to mourn, time to dance. In each one of those verses, from chapter 3, verse 2, all through to verse number 8, 4 times, the word time was mentioned. So verse 3, time to kill, time to heal, time to break down, time to build up, time to weep, time to laugh. Time. So you see, you can be weeping at the wrong time, you can be laughing at the wrong time. There is time to be serious with life. Time to mourn. The Bible says we should rejoice with those who rejoice, and we should, mourn or weep with those that are weeping. Time to dance, time to cast away stones, and time to gather stones together. Time to embrace and time to refrain from embracing. Time to get and time to lose. Time to keep and time to cast away. Time to rent and time to sow. Time to keep silence and time to speak up. Time to talk. It's time to talk. Some people don't know when to talk and want to keep quiet permanently. It's time to love, it's time to hate, it's time of war and time of peace. He has made everything beautiful in his time. And he has said the word in their heart so that no man can find the word that God makes from beginning to the end. There is time for everything. And those that don't understand how to maximize time, they don't make best.